facilities fund, that's where developer fees come in. Do they totally cover the cost of building a school? Not even remotely close. And so we have to look as we project forward with the potential use of facilities. Once we have a large number of students there that are unhoused at their grade level, then we have the ability to go to the state to get matching funds, but then we have to have our side of it. It's a 60-40 split on new construction. And right now the state's bond is very, very low for new construction. It's running low on money, and modernization is completely out. And there looks like probably they're talking about a bond in 2014, but it's still a question mark as to whether or not the state
Didn't
will
San
think about it.
Ramon Valley Unified manage to do some elementary schools completely paid for by developers?
Right, there are
I think
developers.
Disney
Yes,
Elementary,
there's-
is
They had
that
struck a
one?
deal with that.
Yeah.
There are developers that believe that
Were you gonna say that?
Yeah, I was just
Because
gonna
you
say
were
that
down
where we
there at
live,
the time, I
the
think.
developer paid for the 3 middle schools, and
Yeah.
the 3 elementary schools and the 2
And
middle
they're
schools.
nice schools.
And there are
And Doherty Valley High School.
there are
Yes.
developers that believe that
How'd
this,
they do that?
well, there are developers that have the philosophy that the school and the community helps sell their homes. And there's other developers that don't necessarily have that same philosophy.
Like Cena.
And so,
You
I
know
didn't say
that.
I didn't say any names, but,
It's the golden frog here.
but,
Whatever it was.
yeah, so that, I think that's just, it depends on the philosophy of the developer, because you're right, I've seen other school districts where they've been able to negotiate the developer in lieu of developer fees have built the schools, so,
Well, the Naval Weapons Station is a similar idea. The city of Concord wants to
Has written in it.
negotiate with the developer to provide those facilities. They're not interested in the high school because it takes 40 acres to build a high school. That's too much land that they would have to dedicate for the high school, in
Well,
addition to the
I opened a
elementary
high school in Fairfield, a brand new high school principal, and Zeno kindly gave away those acres. And it was right in a wind tunnel with a fog bank. And he said, well, I can build homes to here. Oh, let's put a high school here. So sometimes they give you the leftovers because of the land usage. So you want a San Ramon, where you say, I get prime land, great property.
The builder.
You look
The
at most
builder.
of the
Yeah, that's
properties in that
Chappelle
development, they
Builders.
were the last piece that the developer wanted to build on.
That's what they usually do. It's a certain mindset, absolutely. So we need to cultivate those better
and then
developers.
also Lynn, just, you know, part of our challenge out in Pittsburgh is, I'm not sure when, but, they actually came to the board and requested that the board not collect developer fees until the building is actually completed. And I'm not sure when that occurred, but
It occurred in early 2009, because I was new in the district. I had just gotten here. I'd been here a couple months
so
ago.
so that was approved. Usually you collect developer fees once the permit's been approved and the house has been broken ground on, so that the district has the money up front. In this way, we sort of get back end funding on the house after it's actually been not just completed, but sold or just completed. I don't know, I forget what the MOU says. But
It's when they go for their final inspection. They have to pay their fees, because they can't release final inspection until all fees are paid.
and so that delays that a
Who's
little bit. But,
developing a naval weapons station?
well, at this
Do we
point,
know?
I don't
I don't
believe
even
it.
know what
I
they're
don't believe
doing.
anybody is.
Well,
They're still dealing with the toxic issue because
Right.
I was on a committee that, all the industries out in Bay Point, they have a committee where they invite the principals to come and visit. And Susan was on the committee too. But the problem with the Naval Weapons Station is the Navy owned the central piece of property and then they bought all the adjoining pieces. But those were all factories and different companies and there was no environmental guidelines about what you dumped in the soil and so forth. So there's a whole treasure trove of different possibilities up there as far as what's in the soil. And it has to be cleaned up before they go forward.
And again, I don't wanna
That's
speak
why
for the
I'm not
cities,
hearing
but I'm sure there is some impact when the redevelopment agency funds went through. Because redevelopment agency funds could have gone to, you know, help offset the cost of its infrastructure or cleanup or whatever in those funds. So again, I'm not an expert, so I haven't heard as much from the city around where they are in the process, because I you know, probably just because overall construction has slowed down, it's probably will slow down the conversation.
So since we're on the topic of enrollment, I just think, and I realize that, we're seeing the baby dearth in California now, and that, private schools in this area have not seen a huge increase, but I think it's a leading indicator. One of the metrics we should really look at is the fact that we've gone from 50,000 to trending towards 30,000 students. And, going back to like Oak Grove, that there are these kids, and, as a parent, like coaching Little League, and all these parents who, parents who said, as their kids got close to school age, we're moving to San Ramon, and we're moving to Walnut Creek, we're moving out of here because of the school district. And then people who are here who have chosen, and these were families that literally said to me, we're not going to Disneyland this year, we're taking that money and spending it to go to private school, not affluent parents, but their perception of the school district. And so I think that ties back into a lot of the things we've discussed today. And to Brian's point about the single biggest driver is the ADA money, and that, if instead of going towards 30, we ramp that so that we're going to 35, and what we could do. And I think that should be one of our real guiding principles here as we look at these things, is what can we do to bring people back into the school district. And I think it has huge implications for developers, for home, one of the
And the
things
cities are very
the cities,
interested.
and one of the things I say to
Very
people who, when we wanna start talking about potentially a parcel tax or things like that, hey, if you don't have kids, the seniors who don't have kids in the district anymore, but it has a huge impact on your property value and just your community. I mean, it is the single biggest thing that families look at when they make a decision on where they're going to live is what is the school district.
So your projections for the budget are based on declining enrollment, correct? So we're
Because
looking.
currently
Yeah,
again, one of the biggest challenges that we have is actually, you actually mentioned it, it's not that private schools are pulling all of our kids away, because actually their enrollment is down even bigger than ours is, but the actual demographics of the birth rate, we already now know basically our next 5 years worth of projected enrollment is on a continuing sliding birth rate for the past 5 years. So this past school year, or the current first grade class, last year's kinder class was actually a little bit of a bubble class. And now we're back into the same trend, but it's really the demographics of being in a predominantly built-out community. When a new community comes in, as it's first being built, is the highest student generation rate it will ever have. It's kind of like dropping a rubber bouncing ball. It bounces highest at the first, and then it goes down, down, down. And that's basically the way a community ages out as
Well,
well.
that's what happened in Brentwood.